Hello everyone, welcome to this video. My name is Investor Ben and today we'll be looking at fair value gaps, what inefficiencies are. So stick with me to the end of this video and you would get to understand how to trade fair value gaps efficiently.
Let's get started. So when it comes to inefficiency, right, price inefficiency, right, we tend to see things that it calls for things like fair value gap, inefficiency, and imbalances, right? When you see something like an inefficient price action, right? So you're likely to see these things, they are all the same things. That is why I use that same, they are all the same things. Fair value gap, inefficiency, imbalances, they are all the same thing. So let me increase my volume. So they are all the same thing. Some persons may know them as fair value gap, some inefficiency, and the rest imbalances. So they are all the same thing. So now in your charts, right, price is being provided with both buying and selling activities going on, right, in either directions. So now in these buying and selling activities, we need our charts to be healthy. We need the charts to keep maintaining a healthy structure, right? And when you see things like fair value gap, inefficiency, and imbalances, these things, when they occur in price, they makes the chart unhealthy, right? They makes the chart unhealthy. So for the chart to be healthy, right, every inefficiency must be filled. And then who is calling me? The fuck, this person. Can you all hear me? Someone just put on a call and my network went out. If you can hear me, please type on the chat. If you can hear me, please type on the chat. Let me know that okay, thank God. So may this person never call again. So for the chat to be okay, everyone can hear me loud and clear. That is nice. So for the chat to be in a healthy state, right? Every imbalances must be filled, right? They must be filled, right? So this imbalances here now being present in the chart makes the chart unhealthy, right? Let me give an example here. An example of a structure that exists with imbalances and the one that doesn't, right? So let's try something like this, right? And let me just use rally-based rally to do these things, right? So let's do something. Okay, I'm trying to map out things on the chart. Now let's use all these things as price movements, right? How the price moves in your chart, right? If you have to look at some of these structures, there are some certain side that weren't filled and later got filled, right? I mean, this side here, see this side here, right? The force that price impacted in this thing, right? Okay, FVGs are majorly created by too much activities going on one direction, right? It can be too much buying activities going on. Okay, it can be too much buying activities, and when these buy activities are being done, price creates imbalances, right? And when it comes to a sell, right, a sell imbalance, a sell inefficiency, right? So when price tends to create too much of sell activity, too much of sell orders, when price executes several sell orders, you see price dumping drastically. And in those dumps, there will be FVGs present in them, there will be imbalances present in them, right? So, but then take a look at this structure. This structure, the activities going on from this two range to this other range, right? It was mid, at least price covered to some extent, unlike this one that price gave an impulsive move to the upside at this point, right? So let's change this color to a black color. So at this point, price created an impulsive move. And if you are to go to your chart, you will see you will see fair value gaps at this point, right? You see inefficiencies at this point. Yeah, so same thing goes for here. At this point here, the movement here was efficient, right? The movement here was efficient. You didn't see too much buying and selling pressures at this point, right? Price tends to move in a moderate manner, yeah, because we are respecting both bodies of price movement. Price was covering everybody there. Okay, so these people calling me WhatsApp calls, can you guys please stop this? Yeah, so let's continue with inefficiencies right here. So in your charts, these things that price keeps on creating, all this movement, all these fair value gaps that price keeps on creating, they are liquidity void. Yeah, they are all liquidity void. They are being created for a certain purpose to drive price to that FVG and mitigate that FVG. Right here. So when you see an FVG being created, price is likely to go to the direction of that fair value gap. Yeah, price is likely to go to that direction and fill the gap. Yeah, price will go to the direction of that gap and fill that gap. So price will fill the gap, trying to do something right now. Price will go in that direction of that gap and fill that gap. And if price fills that gap, then you tend to say that the price at that point is efficient. So let's do something. I will use live charts, but then let me see if I can put up something here. Fair value gap. So let's mark our FVG at this point. Okay. Let's take this body a big away. So now in your charts, when you see something like this, the FVG at this point occurred in this region. See this region here. See this region. This gap here. See this gap at this point, this void that haven't been filled, right? This void that haven't been filled. These are candlesticks. These are all candlesticks. But then in this FVG, there won't be any wick inside. It's just a void being created by price, right? It comprises of majorly three candlesticks, the first, the second, and the third, right? And then there will be a gap in between them. Yeah, so let's dive into the chart and do some stuffs. Yeah, US trade. Probably I should start with daily time frame. Okay. Daily time frame. So now look at this movement in price in BTC. Let's take a look at this movement in BTC, right? At this movement here, the price here wasn't, if you look at this movement, right? If you take a look at this movement at this point, the movement at this point, it wasn't created with so much FVGs, right? Because price was filling everything immediately they are being created. There were retracements happening immediately as price is being creating those FVGs. They are all being filled. If you look clearly, you could see them. But now trying to mark an FVG, right? There is one here and that one got filled. Let me make use of magnets. And this one got filled at this point. Okay, cancel. There is one LVG at this point. Yeah, and this LVG got filled. You could see the void there. You could see the void that price created. Price created this void, right? Several of them, will go through all of them. Price created this void and then filled inside that void, right? The void was filled immediately. This for the daily time frame. You will rarely see them, but then they all respect, right? Price filled this void. This is the liquidity void, the fair value gap, right? The fair value gap that price filled after creating. Now let me show you something about FVGs. There are several types of them, like several types of them, and this is the one you call the one side pricing. Let's say price is pushing to one side. Look at this fair value gap. If I'm to marking it, the markings are going to one side. The markings are from this side to the right side, right? from the top here to the right side. Yeah, so this an FVG at this point, a fair value gap at this point, and we had a mitigation of that FVG, a mitigation of that FVG at this point. Yeah, so let's look at many of them. You have one here. I don't know if I should be marking them like this. Okay, seems like this marking is more better. You have an FVG at this point. Let's put all the fair value gaps that are here, right? We had one here. We had one at this point. This is an FVG here. This is an FVG here. That is an FVG at that point, and price tapped on it. You could see the reaction when price filled that void. Price dropped. Yeah, so when it comes to demand and supply zones, right? Remember, your demand zones are not just other blocks, right? Yeah, so your demand zones are not just other block. A breaker block can serve as your demand zone. A breaker block can serve as your supply zone, right? A fair value gap can serve as your supply zone, and a fair value gap can serve as your demand zone. Yeah, so demand zones are not just other blocks. Not until you see an other block before you call that a demand zone. Yeah, so let's look at more of them. We have price filling this FVG at this point. The reaction occurred at this point in price. The reaction occurred at this point. Definitely price should fill them like 50%, and most of the times price will fill them completely before moving to the downside. And as we had this reaction here, price tends to move downwards, right? We had a downward movement before we tend to buy from this demand zone at this point. Then we went to the upside right here. So we keep on creating FVGs, FVGs. Look at one here. We had one at this point. We have one fair value gap at this point. Now this is an FVG at this point. You could see the void created in the candlestick. Nothing mitigated that candlestick at all. No wick came into that candlestick. The candlestick is clear, right? We have several of them here. We have another at this point. These are all fair value gaps in charts, right? They are all FVGs. Let's see for a demand zone fair value gap. Yeah, so they are all FVGs in price. Not one is here. So if you look at something with inefficiencies, let's try to post fair value gap, right? When you see a candlestick that is in an impulsive mode, this candlestick now in an impulsive mode, right? Price always fill that candlestick. Yeah, like all of these huge candlestick you're seeing with volume, right? Price will come back to fill all of those candlesticks. Price will come back, fill all of them. An example is this one that you're seeing here, right in your charts. If you look at some altcoins, their daily time frame, you see all these huge buying activities going on in them. And now price is filling all of them, right? Price is filling all of them. Look at this huge candlestick at this point. Let's mark them out. You could see those huge candlesticks, all of them, right? When we talk of imbalances, those candlesticks, when they are, someone said he can't hear my voice. Please, can you hear me? Probably some persons here may be having network errors. If you can hear me, type on the chat. Then who said they can't hear me? Wow. Loud. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so please, if you're having network issues, you can try to see if you can amend your network here, yeah, and join back again. Because I know my net. Okay, let me say something. These persons probably have interrupted, but then if you join a Zoom call, if you are new to Zoom, there'll be an option to click on join audio, right? Click on that join audio, and then you'll be able to hear the person. Yeah, nice. Okay, so let's continue. You see some of these candlesticks with huge buying activities. Some persons are rude. No, don't don't be rude. It's your coconut head. Okay, so look at all of these candlesticks with huge activities going on in them, right? All these sell candlesticks that, let's try to mark all of them. All these candlesticks with sell flows. Okay, if you look at them now, the selling activities that occurred here was too much. Let's try to zoom in, right? The selling activities that occurred here was much, and then price will come back and fill all of these inefficiencies, right? Same thing goes with a buy. Whenever price creates series of green candlesticks, or I'm using black as my green here, right? Whenever price creates series of bullish candlesticks, price you come back and fill them. It goes like that. Yeah, it goes like that. If you look into your charts after now, try to check everything I've just taught you. Yeah, so price you come back and fill all of these BB candlesticks, either 70% or price you fill them all, right? Either 70%. Let's say the length of this candlestick, this is a sell candlestick, right? This is a sell candlestick, so let's try to measure the length downwards using the meter rule. This thing. Okay, this is minus 29%, right? After price gave this sharp dump, I think this was caused by FOMC news, all of those news, right? After price gave this sharp dump, you could see price retracing back almost 70%, or should I say 50% to clear all of this bearish candlestick, right? Price cleared them by going up to this side before selling again. And if you take a look at all of these other candlesticks that are being created, whenever they are being created, what the price do? Price will come back and fill all of them up, right? These are the thing in imbalances. Price will come back and fill all of them up. All these huge candlestick with huge volume of buying activities going on or selling activities, they will always come back and be filled, right? What are they still saying? You guys are all rude. Yeah, so let's try to mark them, marking them. I should put my name tag here. Yeah, so look at this one, right? Price filled it. Let's look at them all. These are probably the thing you ignore, right? And I will try to make a setup in this live section. I don't know. I have spaces to attend, like 3 of them, but then I will play this thing till the very end. So let's look at the structures there. After price created this huge pump at this point, what the price did, price came back and filled every of them. Price filled every of them, right? Same thing goes for here. After price created this sharp dump again, price came up and filled them, right? After price created this one here, price came down and filled this one at this point. Price came down and filled this one at this point. Price came down and filled this one at this point, right? So I'm detailing these things because it's look how I'm breaking everything down. Because I want to show you something. I took a setup yesterday night and it was based on I trade fair value gaps a lot. I respect inefficiency. I respect this inefficient price action very well because there are things you should take note of. Right. After these big buying activities at this point, after these big small buying activities at this point, we had another sell activities covering all of them up, right? Making the charts to be efficient, right? Yeah, so price will always cover all of this inefficiency. And when price does that, you call that thing price efficiency. Yeah, so it's quite interesting. So we had price covering all of them up, and this is a healthy chart play. Look at this chart now. It's quite healthy because price wasn't just giving you series of dumps. They were actually bullish candlesticks in them. So this movement here it's a nice movement to maintain structures. Okay, should I say I'm not recording the Zoom session to see what you say? Probably you won't get any recording. Yeah. So we keep on creating all of those price movements. We keep on creating them. Look at this one here at this point. Look at this one at this point. These sell activities at $34,000, right? Price will come back and fill them. Remember, we are just in a bear market. That doesn't mean we won't pump back again, right? Yeah, so we keep on creating them. These are all inefficiencies. They are all inefficiencies in price. They are all inefficiencies. So every of them will get covered right here. So inefficiency, this is a bear market rally, and we kept on seeing those dumps in them, those dumps occurring and reoccurring. Okay, so okay, let me try to make emphasis on something. ICT concept was invented by Michael Hudson, right? Yeah. So, and when studying ICT, there's a term there, the price moves with an algorithm that moves price. And this algorithm, right? This algorithm rather goes this way. Everything that will happen in charts is already structured, right? And this is why you keep seeing events repeating and reoccurring. You see something occur at this point in price, then you scroll down to the next thing and you see similar events, similar price actions, similar price movements reoccurring in the next movements, right? Yeah. So this is one of the things ICT said, okay, this FVG here got filled. Let's look at this one here, an imbalance. We had a little imbalance that got filled before price tapped into this other block at this point. This daily time frame analysis, please. Yeah, so before price tapped into this other block, and sorry, I don't use premium. Interesting. Okay, so before price tapped there, before we had this sale, right? We feel that, or we feel that thing at that point. Daily time frame markup. Yeah, so and we kept on having all of those movements. We kept on having price creating inefficiencies. Someone is asking what strategy is this? Okay, so this is IPA. IPA, here is it, inefficient price action, IPA. So we kept on having such events reoccurring, several of them, right? So let's keep on explaining inefficiency and FVGs. I said they are similar thing, but then there is something I want to differentiate in both of them, right? We had another bear movement here. And after this movement, this red drop that happened there, we have price covering almost 80% of it, right? We had another drop and we have price covering almost price covered entirely all the inefficiencies created at this point. These are inefficiency. When you see price creating just bearish candlestick without having series of bullish candlestick, you know, in a sell trade, yeah, so in a sell trade, when price supposed to dump, right, at least there should be bullish candlestick here and bearish candlestick, even if price would dump to the least, but then bullish and bearish candlestick should be created while price is dumping, right? And when price is creating those bullish and bearish candlestick together, price is said to be efficient. But then when you have a scenario that as price is dumping, the only thing that is being created there is just bearish candlestick all through, nothing like a bullish candlestick present in them, or let's say a minor of the bullish candlestick. Yeah, that is where you see scenarios of inefficiencies, right? And that is the kind of thing we had at that point, at this point. The kind of thing we had at this point, when price tends to dump and the dump is filled with just bearish candlestick and bearish candlesticks in streaks, right? Yeah, so these are a bearish candlestick. And what did price do next? Price came back and covered them all. This Zoom session will be ending in 10 minutes. Wow, time runs fast, real fast. I just hosted this thing not long ago. So you have price covering everything here, right? And as price covered there, we created another one, which price covered by dumping, which price covered by dumping back, right? Probably in the next section, we talk about trading them. Yeah, so which price covered by the next dump, right? We had another one. We had another price inefficiency move, right? And price covered it. But then if you go to minor time frame, you won't be seeing moves like this. Minor time frame, the moves there are more likely to be efficient than giving you all of these imbalances and inefficiencies, right? Yeah, so we had another move here, a minor move here, and price covered all of those candlesticks, all of those candlesticks. Price cover them all. Price cover them all. And then the move here, it's not a bad move, not a bad move. This is actually a healthy structure in terms of this thing right here. So we had a move here, even if it's little. I just wanted to understand inefficiencies and okay, so we had a sell this thing here. If you look at this sell order here, right? If you've read Candlestick Bible, I don't know if you do read that thing, but then if you've read that Candlestick Bible, you should know that what happened there was actually a big indecision, right? These candlesticks are all indecisive candlestick or indecisive candlesticks. At this point, there are sellers more present, but then the buyers here we are not willing to let the sellers sell the market, right? Yeah, so it was creating all these equal candlesticks that I see price being pushed to the middle like a doji, right? A doji candlestick, doji, doji candlestick. Yeah, so like a doji candlesticks, right? All of these candlesticks at this point, yeah. Doji is actually indecisive, yeah. And we had such movements again. We had such movements again. We have such movements again. Probably in the next section, I will try to add um, fair value gaps with buy and sell side liquidity. Yeah, I didn't say I want to host a new one. No, we are not done for today. Somebody's already scared. The, Stop asking me question while I'm teaching. Yeah, so these are inefficiency move, right? Price inefficiency move. And we keep seeing price covering them, or price will come back and cover this move, almost 70% of them. Look at where price came back, cover them almost 70%. And we had same movements, right? Just daily time frame analysis covered the whole of 30 minutes. Yeah, interesting. Daily time frame analysis covered the whole of 30 minutes. So we had price creating this inefficient move. This move here, this candlestick with a huge sell volume, and price will come back and cover all of them up. Price will come back and cover every one of them up. Every one of them up, right? And we kept on creating those things. We kept on creating those things. I didn't want to start from the bottom, from the very bottom, because we are short of time. Okay, we've done quite a lot. Interesting. So I didn't want to start from here to show everything, because if I'm start from here, probably 1 hour won't be enough for daily time frame analysis. Yeah, so we keep creating all of those movements and price filling all of them up, every single one of them up. Yeah, so this session will be ending in a minute's time. Is it a minute or less than? Yeah. So I'll be ending this and I'll be hosting a new section. Yeah, so you guys should probably let me see the questions they are asking to see. I need to also be a perfect entry. Some persons here, okay, I'm seeing some nice questions, very nice questions, but then I won't be able to answer them at this point in this section. I won't be able to answer all of those questions. And I'm also seeing some foolish words like doggy candlestick. Okay, some persons here are actually to joke, but then all of you are asking all of these questions. I will answer them, yeah, but not on this section. We are limited in time at this point, so expect the new link to be sent to you in some minutes time. Yeah, in some minutes time. I'm ending this.